There's this hidden trap that so many of us fall into, and it's especially dangerous for people who were, good students. It's this belief that learning is just about collecting facts. But what if I told you that real mastery, the kind that leads to actual discovery, requires something completely different? So let me ask you straight up. Are you a good student? I mean, think about it. Most of us were taught that being a good student means you follow the instructions, you get the right answers, you do what you're told. But is that really the whole story? Or could that very mindset be the thing that's holding you back? The scientist Hitoshi Sakano had someone say this to him once. Now, on the surface, it sounds like a compliment, right? But he knew in that moment that it was a deep critique. It meant his knowledge was a mile wide, but only an inch deep. And that one comment, it was a total wake-up call. It made him realize that real understanding doesn't come from just collecting facts, but from generating your own ideas. And that leads us right into what we can call the good student trap. It's this place a lot of us get stuck in, sometimes for years, without ever even realizing it. Look, when you're just starting out in any field, following the rules is absolutely crucial. You have to learn the fundamentals, the basics. But the biggest mistake you can make is thinking that's the end of the road. If all you ever do is follow the recipe, you are going to hit a wall hard. And that wall, yeah, that's the point where you get so frustrated because the instructions just stop working and all of your progress just grinds to a halt. This quote just puts it so bluntly, doesn't it? In any field where real thinking is required, science, art, business, you name it, if you are only doing what you're told, you're not really doing the work. You're just a technician. And you're not going to get those breakthrough results because the most important ingredient is missing: your own thinking. This really breaks down two completely different ways of seeing the world, and it's based on a story from Nobel laureate Shuji Nakamura. The follower on the left, they're the ones who say, I did it exactly like the paper said, but it didn't work. They see the instructions as some kind of absolute truth. But the thinker on the right, they're different. They sense the idea behind the paper, and they use their own intuition to find a new way to make it happen. They don't just follow the problem, they own the problem. So here it is. This is the big turning point. The only way to smash through that wall is to stop being just a follower and to start truly to think for yourself. This right here is the engine of all progress: independent thought. It's that massive shift from just passively accepting the book is right or my boss is right to an active stance where you say, okay, I have looked at this, I've wrestled with it, and I am convinced this is right based on my own reasoning. And listen, this isn't just some abstract philosophy. This is how breakthroughs are happening right now, today. Nobel Prize winner Honjo Tasuku says his entire method is built on this. He actively refuses to believe something just because it's published. No, he has to research and research until he is convinced. He has to prove it to himself. And this idea, it is absolutely timeless. I mean, think about this. Over 1,000 years ago, the incredible scientist Ibn al-Haytham was writing about this exact same thing. He argued that anyone searching for truth has a duty to become an enemy of what they read. And not a negative way, but in a way that you critically attack every idea from every angle, just to see if it can really stand up to the pressure. Okay, so this all sounds great in theory, but let's be real for a second. It's not easy. Not at all. Thinking for yourself, truly and deeply, takes more than just being smart. It takes a ton of courage. So why is it so hard? Well, because we're social animals, right? The majority view, the consensus, that feels safe. It's what everyone agrees is important. But breakthroughs, by their very definition, never come from the average, safe, middle-of-the-road viewpoint. They come from someone who dares to challenge that consensus, someone who explores an idea that everybody else thinks is weird or unimportant. But that courage, it has a massive payoff. When you're brave enough to walk a different path, you're not just being difficult for the sake of it. You're opening up the possibility to find something that is uniquely yours, an insight, an invention, a discovery that nobody else on Earth could have made. So what's the ultimate reward? Why go through all this struggle of questioning everything and walking that lonely path? Well, it's for an experience that is just unparalleled. It's the joy of discovery. This is the feeling. This is what it's all about. It's not about getting a good grade or getting a pat on the back from your boss.
It's the pure thrill of seeing a piece of the universe that no one has ever seen before. As biologist Hirasaburo Hanafusa put it, it's an excitement so real, so profound that once you feel it, you're hooked. You just can't stop.
So the path forward is actually pretty clear. It all starts with the courage to challenge what everyone else takes for granted. Then it moves into the hard work of thinking deeply, of really making a problem your own. And it all leads to that incredible, mind-blowing thrill of a genuine, personal discovery. And that feeling, that amazing moment of clarity and pure excitement, that's probably the real reason you got interested in whatever it is you do in the first place, right? Not to memorize a bunch of facts, but to understand the world in a completely new way. So I'll just leave you with this question. The good student follows the map perfectly, but the discoverer, the innovator, the true thinker, they're the ones who look at the map and ask, wait, is this map even right? So my question to you is, what accepted truth will you challenge?